Hello everyone and welcome to the chapter number 54 of Blender Master Course Layers and Masks in Blender. In the previous chapter, we begin with the introduction of the compositor and used it to create some changes in the rendered images. And in today's chapter, we'll be moving one step ahead in the Blender compositor and we'll be understanding about the concept of layers, masks, and for anyone who is new to this course, you can watch the previous 54 chapters from the link of the playlist given in the pinned comment. So to begin with, I've opened this file that we created in the last chapter where we made this simple material for this monkey object and worked on the compositing. Now since we need to work on the compositing in this chapter also, so first of all we need to render this image of the monkey model. So click on render and select render image. Now this image is rendered with the compositing effects applied. Now let's close this window and open the compositing workspace from here. Now the concept of layers and masks are basically used to define a region where the effect of the compositing is to be applied. Layer basically means a separate image or a separate video which is to be used as the source. Then we have the mask which is used to create a specific region in the image where you want the effect to be seen. Now first of all, I'll remove this clear node with the ghost type. So hold down the Alt button, left click and drag it away. Press X to delete, and with this we are having only the rendered image with the bloom effect applied to it. Now in the compositor, you can see that we have the render layers node, and that's because it is acting as a source of this rendered image. Also, if I press Shift plus A, then go to input and select the image node and drop it over here, then this node will also act as a layer because it will also be a source of an image in the compositor. So this one will be one of the layers and this image node will be the other layer. Now to open an image, click on this open button, then open any image that you wish to add in the compositor. So for now, I'll be selecting this image which we created in one of the previous chapters of the course. You can find the link of this image from the description of this video. Now click on the open image. Now suppose you want to combine this rendered image as well as the image that we added. So to view both of them together, we need to add the mix node. So press Shift plus A, go to color, and in the mix, select the mix color node. We'll place it over here. Let's also connect it to the transform node using the image socket. And now the reason why you see a white image is that in the mix node, we are having three parameters. The first one is the factor and the other two are the images. In the first image, we use this rendered image of the monkey object. But since we have not connected anything to the second image, it gives us the option to select any particular color. Then by using the factor value, we can control the mixing of the two images. If I change the factor value to 0, then you will be seeing only the original image, or in other words, only the first image will be visible. If I begin to increase this factor value and take it to a value of 0.5, then in this case, there will be an equal mixing of both the images with each other. Also, you can try to change the color from here to maybe blue or green, and you will notice the same change in color in the final image also. However, if I increase the factor value further to something like 1, then in this case, only the second image will be visible, which in this case is the orange color. Now to use this image that we added over here as the second image, I'll take the image socket and connect it over here. With the factor value of 1, it is showing us only the second image and not the first one. However, if I reduce the factor value to something like 0.5, then in this case, we are able to see both the images mixed with each other. In this case also, if I reduce the factor value to 0, then we'll be seeing only the first image. Then if I begin to increase this value, we'll begin to see a mix of both the images. And if I further increase the value of factor to something like 1, then only the second image will be visible. So for now, let's reduce this value of factor to something like 0.8 or 0.9, and this is how it looks now. Also, if I click over here, then you have several blending modes, and with each one, you will be getting a different type of result. For example, if I select the darken blending mode, then in this case, for each of the color components, it will take the smallest of the two values being blended, and as a result, the result will look like this. Similarly, if I select the multiply, then it will look like this. And now moving ahead, we'll be understanding about the concept of masks in compositing. So to add a mask over here, press Shift plus A. Here we have a category known as the mask, and in this category, we have two options, the box mask and the ellipse mask. So if I select the box mask and place it over here, and to view the result, I'll connect the mask socket to the viewer node, and with this we have this simple box added over here. Similarly, if I press Shift plus A again, then in the mask, if I select the ellipse mask, place it over here, connect it to the viewer node, then now we are having the shape of an ellipse added over here. Now suppose I have to use this ellipse mask to control the region where this multiply effect will be applied. So first of all, I'll break the node connection in between the glare node and the multiply node. So hold down the control button, right click and drag your cursor like this. Let's also connect the image socket in the transform node back to the viewer node. Now I have removed the image of this monkey from the multiply node. As a result, we now have the option to control the color in place of the first image. For now, I'll be keeping the gray color And to use this ellipse mask node in the multiply node, simply take the mask socket and connect it to the factor. Now this node will control that particular area where the effect of the multiply node will be applied. So to change this area, we need to change the settings in the ellipse mask node, such as the width or the height. So first of all, I increase the width like this. Let's also increase the height. Also, we can create a vignette effect in this image. To achieve this result, first I need to break the node connection in between this image node and the multiply node. So hold down the control button, right click and drag your cursor like this. Then I'll take the image socket and connect it to the image one. Then for the second color, I'll change this to the gray color. Let's also bring down the brightness from here, and we want this gray color to be applied not in this region inside but instead on the outside region. For this we have to use the invert color node. To add it over here, press Shift plus A, then go to color, and from here select the invert color node. We'll place it after the ellipse mask node. Let's also reduce the factor value to something like 0.6 or maybe 0.7, and now you will notice that we are having a kind of vignette effect applied to this image. I'll also delete the box mask node from here, so I'll select this and press X to delete. Now first of all, I have this ellipse mask node which we use to create this mask in the form of an ellipse. Then we use the multiply node in order to create a multiply effect on this original image. Then in the option of adding the second image, we use the gray color for creating this simple vignette effect around the image. However, when we directly connected the ellipse mask to the factor in the multiply node, this multiply effect was being applied to the inner region, and to invert this effect on the outer region, we have to use the invert color node. So we connected it to the factor socket in the multiply node, and with this we have the simple vignette effect. Also, you can make this effect softer by using the blur node. So for this, go to the compositor, press Shift plus A, then in the filter, go to blur and select the blur node. Place it after the invert color, and now if I select the X and Y axis and increase the value to something like 100, then here you will notice that the vignette effect is looking much better than before. If I remove it from here, then previously the effect looked like this. However, after using the blur node, this is how the final result looks. Also, if you want, you can try to change the factor value in the invert color node to change the multiply effect. But for now, we'll be keeping it to the value of somewhere near 0.75 or 0.8. Similarly, you can also try to change the values of the width or the height in the ellipse mask node, and in this way, you will be able to change the region where the effect is being applied. And with this, we have now understood about the concept of the layers and the masks in the compositor. And with this, we now arrive to the end of this chapter. Our next chapter will be the chapter number 55, Cryptomatte in Compositor. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, press that notification bell so that you can get timely updates about the upcoming chapters. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.